All right, so welcome to this interview. In this interview, we're basically going to show you how one of our agents, Sean Williams, was actually able to get 3 listings in 2 weeks organically, so without any ad spend or without any cold calling or whatsoever, basically in a pretty tough market like Alaska. So he was actually one of our first clients in Alaska. And we were actually unsure if we were able to get him results, but we actually were able to do it through using different channels, not just one, and also rank him in the top 3 of Google in his market. So without further ado, my name is Sam Spijkerman. I'm the founder and CEO of Samwhere Online. And just a quick introduction on Sean as well. Sean was actually an agent with EXP that recently moved to Alaska. He was basically looking for a new way to generate new business in a new market for him. And basically Sean's willingness to be creative led him to basically get those 3 closings in 2 weeks with organic marketing. So again, not spending anything on ads, it was totally free. And he was shocked and surprised that we were able to introduce him in basically a new way of doing so. Next to that, we've also helped Sean basically hire a virtual assistant. So basically that he could spend more time with his family and that he could basically focus on other things that are more important to him. So without further ado, let's get into the interview. It's basically done with Sean and my client success manager, Noah. So yeah, I hope you enjoy.
Okay, so please introduce yourself and how long have you been in the real estate business and what area
Okay.
you're in?
All right, I'm Sean Williams. I'm with eXp Realty in Palmer, Alaska, which is urban Alaska, not crazy, scary, remote Alaska. I've been in real estate for 3 years and new to this market in just a year. And I've been with Samwhere for 4 or 5 months.
Absolutely. It's been great. For great 4 or 5 months. So before you started with Samway and with your experience, what was the way that you obtained clients, generated leads? What were you doing before us?
Since I moved to a new market, I experimented with some other paid Facebook ads that my CRM offered, which didn't have any, sort of my personal marketing visual, and those were not very good. And I did a lot of prospecting, which a lot of time and energy on my part, and also some money. And I think that's what I was mostly counting on at that point.
Okay. And what would you say was the main downside of this whole process that you were doing?
I would say the Facebook advertising I was doing seemed really ineffective, and it was hard to tell how to use my time. Like if the leads were pretty low quality, if I called all of them, it took a lot of time. And I wasn't getting a lot of responses from sort of the smart campaigns that I had access to. And I was getting no personal advertising as a side benefit of that. Like my name wasn't out there visually to see.
Yeah. So you've moved to Samway. You've been with us for 4 or 5 months. What has your experience been like so far? And what would you say has been the highlight of your last 4 or 5 months with us?
I would say that the highlight was something which I did not expect, but it was that there was actually, I really thought I was just signing up to have someone manage some Facebook ads, which is great. And I really did want that because I don't understand how to manage them. But the highlight was the other ideas that Sam and his team had for organic marketing and basically building my business in other ways, whichever I would choose to follow. And one of there were several, there's kind of a smorgasbord. One of them was super successful. And with a single ad on Facebook Marketplace, I picked up 3 listings in the space of 2 weeks, all of which closed since already. And it was just like one idea that turned out to be really spectacular. So that was the highlight for sure. And I would say that to me indicated just a sense of like there's some creativity and some willingness to experiment with things, and then willingness to support me. And I've seen this with the other folks in the weekly meetings, just trying something new, making it work, or abandoning it and figuring out we'll try something different.
Yeah, teamwork.
That's been the real highlight.
Yeah. And what is that the thing that you like most about Samway, that we are a willing team just to work together, figure things out?
So far, yeah, that's what I'm excited about. It's like there's a nice community with these weekly calls that we're on, and then like Sam and Noah are super responsive, and then just really willing to dive in and troubleshoot and solve problems. And it's felt a little bit more of like a a well-rounded marketing success team rather than just a Facebook manager, basically.
Yeah. So what would you recommend to other agents that are with Samwhere as the one thing that they need to do in order to succeed?
The one thing, I would say try new things that seem interesting and then follow through on them as much as you sort of whoever idea it is, do it the way that they did it and do what they did. Follow through as they said was necessary. Don't half try it. Like try it and fully try it. And something will work.
Absolutely. Okay. And last question, what would you tell other agents that are thinking about joining Samwhere or are possibly on the fence? What would you say to them?
I would highly recommend that they try it out. I would say it's compared to anything else I've experienced, and that's in 2 different markets now, one in Vermont, one in Alaska. It's like by far the most support and creativity and sort of, I think, high level smart people working with you that I've had for still a relatively small amount of money. So yeah, I would highly recommend it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time today, Sean.
Thank you.